On Friday night, Neb Skebs and I were live at the Pegasus for the National Sportsman and Sportswoman Awards. And with her mind-blowing 28.56 seconds world record in the women's 50-meter breaststroke at the 2018 FINA World Cup in Budapest, among her many other accomplishments. I mean, if we list out all the things Ali has done over there till Friday, it's no wonder that she walked away as the Sportswoman of the Year and as the winner of the Gleaner Iconic Award. So we take her out of the pool this morning and we bring her into the studio.
Yeah. Would you have been in the pool now?
Usually.
Generally? Oh,
usually.
Gosh. Yeah.
Is she ever not in the
I
pool?
know, I know. That's what fish do, right?
Talk to us about 2018, Alia. What a year it's been for you.
2018 was surprising because it started out a bit rocky after the Commonwealth Games. And I think it was just a mental switch to continue and to keep on going and to try and do better. And it worked out.
Yeah. There's a thing that people feel as athletes get older, then the performances become less and less. But you keep getting better and better and better and better. You're aging backwards, miss?
Some people say I look like it.
Yeah, it is backstroking.
I think what I've learned throughout my years is that when you get older, it gets harder mentally. Physically, our bodies start to have wear and tear, but usually if you take care of it, you can continue. There's many people in their 30s that are doing best times, that are beating top-notch people, like a 37-year-old from Brazil that broke the world record. So physically, I think we can do it. Mentally, I think that's where we start to deteriorate.
So how do you take care of that particular part? Because that seems to be the hardest part. A lot of athletes have to get coaches to help them through, and the pressure is unbelievable, we imagine. How do you cope in that aspect, and how do you keep yourself mentally fit as your body?
I think for me, as I got older, it turned into what was my goal and how am I going to get it. When I was younger, it was swimming, 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 work, work, work. As I got a little bit older and I started to realize too much swimming going burnout, I started to implement a little bit more fun into my regiment. And now, in my 30s, it's more of, if I need a break, I take it. Like I did not swim this morning. Just because I know if I push myself now, it's going to hurt me later.
Yeah. So this morning you take a break. Are you in your head going, oh God, I should really be in the pool?
So that's the thing, I'm not. So
oh, good!
In my early 20s, I would have been like that. I was like, oh, I should have gotten in. Now I'm like, my body's resting.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Good for you, girls. So that means you do 10 extra lap tomorrow? I don't know. No? Are you in the pool every single morning?
Sundays. Sundays are off.
Sundays are off?
Sundays are off.
And how often do you train every day?
I'm usually 9 times a week. So every day in the morning and about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, depending on the week.
Yeah. Okay, great. I dream about that. I
find it hard to drive 9 times in a week. Just sit in the car and turn on the engine.
I mean.
And Alia train 9 times. How is it now, Alia? Because there was a time when it was so difficult for swimmers in Jamaica to do well because of the support, because training requires a certain type of training, you wear a particular suit, things like that. Are things better for you? And is that why we're seeing so many changes happening and medals?
Personally, yes, it is better for me with sponsors like Grace Kennedy and National Bakery. So sponsorship, yes. Because of that, I was able to finance my way to go to the World Cups.
Nice.
And because of the World Cups, I had all of that repetition, the endurance, and I was able to break out on the international scene. But without that, I wouldn't have been able to afford it, and I wouldn't have seen what I could have done.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, we're still lacking a lot of sponsors and a lot of financial support for the swimmers. After a certain while, you can only depend on mommy and daddy for so long. And after 18, we really see a drop-off in what are we going to do for the kids? Are they going to go to college? If so, is there going to be a regiment for them where they can actually do academics and athletics? And it's being put into place now for track and field, and it's been going well. Let's see if we can start implementing some other sports to see if they can also do well. If not, then a lot of the swimmers go abroad. And when they go abroad,
they compete for.
They compete for their school, and it's a different regiment now because the coaches are focused on their school and they forget about the Jamaica meets, they forget about that. And in turn, Jamaica forget about them. And then when we finish now, you have all these athletes that are, let's go for Jamaica, but no, they're not seen in the media anymore. Nobody really corresponds with them anymore. and they don't have the money to continue on. Because now them have to pay for the swimming, and you don't have the money after college.
You speak of the sponsorship giving you an opportunity to see what you could really be and do. It's interesting sometimes to watch you when you touch that wall and then see the look on your face like, did I do that? Is it that sometimes you surprise yourself?
So for me, especially, all my emotions show on my face. All of it. I cannot hide it. So when I come into the wall, it's usually that. Like whatever it is I've seen, if it was a good time, if it was a bad time, it all shows. So I've made an effort to keep my goggles on so nobody can see, but that never works.
No, because the rest of your face, we can see whether there's a big grin or a big frown.
We kind of saw the sportswoman, and so I was getting to all them awards. We kind of saw the sportswoman award coming earlier. We're like, hey, you know, it's pretty much going to be Alia. But for the Gleaner Iconic Award and the People's Choice Performance of the Year Award, how did those awards make you feel on Friday? Did you expect them to happen?
I did not. I didn't expect the People's Choice. I thought for sure it would have been football. Everybody was just, it was such a fantastic feat, and everybody was so behind them. And I think that's one of the things that we're looking at in sports as well. If you're not the top sports, everybody loves to give them acknowledgement, but not put anything behind it. And I think that's what it showed, because everybody was all on board with World Cup for the girls, but you didn't see the support coming in. So I'm hoping as World Cup goes along, we'll see more support coming in, either financially or media or whatever it may be.
Yes.
So hopefully. The Iconic Award, that was a complete surprise.
Here you are accepting. Must have been great validation for you to know that Jamaicans just hold you in such high esteem, that you're still our champ. Even with, you know, the feat that the footballers pulled off. It's got to be good for you. And speaking of support, I don't know, there are many who feel as if you don't kind of get the respect that you deserve in Jamaica. As a, generally speaking, people love you and but the kind of consistency that you bring to the sport every time, and the kind of accolades and the kind of achievements and the kind of do you feel like there is consistent support? Like people rate you the way you should be rated? Maybe a tough question, but I've always wondered because I've always felt like, you know, there should be more and people should rate you more highly.
It's hard to say, because when I was growing up, it was always humility. It was always gratitude. Whatever I get, what that was meant for me. If I don't get it, then that was not meant for me. And if I had that mindset growing up, I would have been upset a lot. Looking at the other teams, how come they get suits? How come I have to pay for my suits? How come they have massage therapists and them get everything taken care of, and I didn't? So I had to choose a while back, count the costs, and be like, this is what it means to swim for Jamaica. Am I going to do it? And then that's what I've been living through the whole time. Everything is, I've chosen this.
Wow.
So that's just what
How
it is.
difficult a road has it been, Alia? You started out with, was it Coach Lowe you started?
Coach Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah.
And then?
Coach Matthew, and then it went to Coach Brown, and then it went to Coach Barry, and then Coach Teddy, and then Coach Lowe.
Coach Teddy. Ready, go. Jeez, I'm crying. And then Coach Lowe.
Yeah.
So we obviously have the right people here to get the career started. But how difficult has the journey been? What have you had to sacrifice to get here?
Sacrificing different stuff. I think it was all something that I was willing to do. It wasn't really a sacrifice. You know what it takes to be on the top. You know what it takes to keep on the top. And it's not an easy task. So anything that I've done, I've always known what the goal is and how I'm going to reach it. So sacrificing probably like a couple hours of sleep.
A couple hours.
A couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah. See, a couple hours and you're good.
A couple hours.
What happens when you watch yourself in the pool? Do you watch it all the time? Do you review the race?
She's getting hives
Do
just
you look
looking
back
at
at the race and say, oh?
So I try to. I should, because video reinforcements are always the best. You think you've been doing something and you complain to the coach and like, no, I did it. But then if you look back, you say, no, I really didn't do it. So I always believe in video reinforcements. A lot of people have coaches and stuff, which is fantastic. But you need to talk to your teammates. You need to talk to everybody who is looking at you, and you need to see your video. So you can also help Technique-wise, yeah. To
Do you,
change hands to see.
Ali, you're looking at the video, you look at one of those people that no matter if you break the record, you say, Lord, I should have done this. Why I never do that? Are you very, very tough on yourself?
So I think that's why I don't like to look at the video.
Yeah.
Because whether I did good or bad, it's more of that wasn't the race that I should have done. And that's just me.
Wow. Have you
I've
ever
learned
had
to
a
deal
race
with
where
that.
you were like, I killed it?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. So
It's
then
rare,
do some better.
but yes.
It's rare.
And that's why I don't look at the video at the end. Usually if you
rare.
touch the wall and you don't remember the race, that means it's a good race.
Excellent. Excellent. That's
cool.
interesting, Math.
Yeah.
So no regrets?
No regrets.
No regrets.
No.
And looking ahead, what do we see?
I think we see a couple more years of it.
How many more?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think after Rio, I decided if I'm going to continue, it's going to be short-term goals because the long-term goal is too overwhelming. So I decided just 1 year at a time. So this year is Worlds in Korea in July.
Are
So
you
I think-
still as passionate about it as you were before? Are you at the point where you're like, I really need to see how I wind down this career?
I am. I think for me, no, I get more passionate as it goes on. So like the downtime now with training and trying to stay into shape when I have the meet in July, I think that's the hardest time because I could be doing so much other stuff, but I know in order to succeed then, I need to put in the effort now. And I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah. But watching you at the end, when you look up and you see the time and the result, you go, yeah. And I'm always thinking, you know, you're a track athlete, you're running, you kind of see what happened in front of you. But underwater, what are you thinking? Like, I don't know if I'm going fast or slow. I just need
And
to
what are you seeing?
to roll.
Peripheral vision, you can see what's going on in the other lanes?
So you can. There's different swimwear that allows you to sit in versus block it out. So it depends on the type of swimmer that you are. I prefer not to sit in because now you're watching them instead of focusing on your race. But you can see. You shouldn't, but you can see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What does it mean to wear those colors, lady? Hold that flag.
I mean, I think it's unreal, but it's also something in which after I finish, I'll be like, I did that. Wow. And I can look back in my memories and actually relive it.
Are you going to write a book?
I should.
You should.
You
It's
should.
in
Are
the
you gonna
works.
Are you gonna know that this is said and done? Are you gonna train young swimmers? Do you see the next set of Jamaican talent in the pool?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely Jamaica talent. We'll have a lot of 13, 14 girls and boys that are coming up, which is fantastic. I think right now it's finding a system and finding something that can be a cycle for them to continue so we can get them to continue after 18. Because in 18, we say all the big muscles come up, we say all the passion and endurance, and we'll have bigger athletes. So hopefully we can have them
And
continue.
then no money. So we need a program to support our swimmers.
Yeah. Nutrition
support our
is important
athletes.
for all athletes.
I'm crying. Hold on.
And
Speaking of
everything.
nutrition, you eat pizza? Okay, just checking. Is there anything you don't eat?
I don't eat red meat, but that's just personal choices, not
Okay.
necessarily diet.
So you don't like starve yourself or eat like bird seed and tofu for dinner? Just not that bird seed and
I like
tofu is
tofu,
bad.
but no.
But you, Jodie, I'm sorry. I know you're a raw foods person,
know
but
you
you
is a
know,
pichieri.
how do you keep in shape? You know, is it that you limit what you eat, or is it that you eat what you want and you work out hard?
It's moderation.
Gotcha.
So I do eat what I want. However, I do know that if I have a competition coming up, I'm not going to stuff myself with pizza.
Yeah.
If I have pizza one day, I'm probably not going to have it the next day or a couple of weeks after that. So everything is in moderation. I'm a believer of the cooked meals, the cabbages, the vegetables, and then having the meals and the meats, the carbs, everything in proportions.
Yeah. It's all
So
about
you
balance.
don't overdo it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Or should
See,
do
she
have
is
it
a
for another
balance.
couple of weeks.
Yeah. That's why I don't swim, run, dance, jump.
For a couple of weeks.
Moderation.
Yeah. I try for that, but well deserved, well
Yes,
earned,
yes.
and all the best to you for an amazing 2019.
Thank
we know
you.
you're going to make us proud. Whatever you do in the water, we are absolutely
Good morning,
proud of
Addie.
you.
I'm going to big up Addie. I'm going to follow Addie for everything with Ali I do now. Ali said, good morning, Ali is going to change her shoes this morning.
See, bring
He's
up your
so
sponsors.
good. He's so good.
Very supportive.
Who is he?
That's
Addie
your
Atkins. Well, I say Addie.
Oh, so that's
That's his
actually a
handle.
name under my father.
Father, oh.
Yes, Addie Atkinson's my brother.
yes.
Yes.
But he passed away.
Oh, so your dad
So
uses
my
a
dad uses
handle.
Your
the
dad does
surname.
it.
So all the Instagram stuff, all the Facebook stuff, he uses
That
that as a
is
surname.
so.
That is so
that
good.
is your PR machine. Let me tell you.
That is so
He
good.
is on it every morning.
That's important, I think. I think most of the successful athletes that I have great
Support.
family support. Family support is important.
Awesomeness.
Nice.
Awesomeness.
And
One
get
day
back
you
up.
can teach Neverbell to swim.
Ooh.
Daily, do you swim?
Do-
One more person for you. You cannot live in Jamaica and you cannot swim. It's a thing. Because you should be in the water now. What's going to happen?
How deep is this water? I'm 6 feet tall.
It's okay, you'll be okay.
I
I wouldn't
think-
shove you into water.
Me never follow you go out in the water when me can stand up into Simone.
Whatever
Learn
waves
to
take you
swim.
from your feet and now you. What's happening?
Me can't manage. Alia.
Zaza
Me take one
zi.
Alia. Award put under this arm and one put under this arm.
And hope you
And float.
and hope you float.
She have enough I can build a raft.
Oh gosh, winner of the Gleaner Iconic Award
Yeah.
and Sportswoman of the Year for the 3rd time,
Yes.
Alia Atkinson.
All right, we pick up on this conversation. Karen Madden visits us from the newsroom. We're debunking myths and stereotypes when it comes to women and
It's
sport.
gonna be fun.
I wonder what those are.
Well, you should know, because you, well, okay, so we can interview you two. We're interviewing Karen and Dale. Sorry.
And Talia.
Dal.
Talia.